Death Valley National Park may not sound like a place you'd want to go, but these surprisingly beautiful top 10 spots in Death Valley are full of untold stories you definitely want to hear. Every year, people visit Death Valley from all over the world to see its spectacular views and brave the forces of nature. Death Valley is one of the hottest places in the world, with temperatures reaching almost 130 degrees Fahrenheit during the summer. Stay tuned to hear these 10 must-see spots, as well as a bonus at the end. Our first stop is the iconic Zabriskie Point. These spectacular views are some of the most photographed in the park, and you may recognize it from more than a few films and TV shows. Another notable Zabriskie Point story is that of philosopher Michael Foucault, who took an acid trip while visiting Zabriskie Point and called it the greatest experience of his life. With some of the most amazing views and sunsets in the area, you can guess why. From one of the highest to one of the lowest in Death Valley is Badwater Basin. This desolate, expansive flat region gets its name from one of Death Valley's greatest legends, a weary traveler who hadn't seen water for miles. When he finally did come across water, his mules refused to drink it. The water was salted. In the middle of the desert, the only water around for miles to see was undrinkable. So he called it Badwater Basin. This geographical location was once the site of a large lake that evaporated thousands of years ago, leaving behind sediment and salt. If you think it looks out of this world, you wouldn't be far off. See how similar it looks to Badwater Crater, the lowest point in Mars, named after Badwater Basin itself. Badwater Basin isn't the only dry lake bed in Death Valley. The Racetrack is another one of the area's most iconic playas, and its mysterious story will surprise you. In the southeast corner of the Racetrack, large rocks pepper the ground with long trails in the dust behind them, as if they've been dragged along the ground. There's only one problem. Nobody has seen these rocks being moved. Nobody knows how this is happening. There's no footprints showing somebody else doing it. There's no tire tracks showing maybe a vehicle's doing it. In fact, some of the rocks have moved as far as 1,500 feet since explorers first found them. It wasn't until 2014 that anyone had been able to catch the rocks in the act. Researcher Richard Norris deduced that a rare combination of about just enough rain and strong winds may skid the large boulders across slick mud. Before you visit the Racetrack to see the magical rocks for yourself, keep in mind that it's located in a remote area of the park and requires high clearance vehicles with heavy-duty tires. Let's journey back up the mountains of Death Valley to our next must-see spot, Dante's View. Towering 5,500 feet above Badwater Basin, Dante's View is a part of the Black Mountains, a range of geological Mesozoic volcanoes. Yes, these mountains used to be erupting with lava, hence the dark sedimentary rock along the top. Dante's View is another photographer hotspot and a favorite location for stargazers to bring a telescope. Perhaps one of the most popular stories told at Dante's View was by none other than George Lucas himself, who used this spot as a filming location in the 1977 Star Wars film,
Mos Eisley Spaceport.
Can't get enough volcano action? Next stop is Ubehebe Crater. The massive volcanic relic originated from a Mar volcano. These volcanoes were created by steam and gas explosions, when hot magma rising up from the depths and reached groundwater. This is the largest of them all, at 1 mile across and 600 feet deep, and as old as 2,100 years. As you ride up the hill, you'll notice cinders from the explosion still covering the area. You might hear that Ubehebe means big basket, but this is actually a myth. The name was first applied to the peak, 24 miles southwest of the crater. How the name became associated with the crater, no one knows. Looking for a way to see the beauty of Death Valley without having to do a lot of walking? Grab your motorcycle and take it down Artist Drive, a 9-mile paved road that winds through multicolored eroded hills. These hills were formed by ancient volcanic deposits and are best viewed in afternoon light. The drive is one way and has dramatic dips and turns, so make sure to ride intentionally and look out for bicyclists. While taking the drive, don't forget to stop at Artist's Palette, a rainbow view with an array of red, oranges, blues, pinks, and greens, also from volcanic deposits. This spot is best viewed in sunrise and sunset, so you can see the colors in shadows and changing light. Next up is Golden Canyon. Unfortunately, there is no gold here, but rather a name used to reference the incredible yellow in the canyons. Park your bike and take a 2-mile round-trip hike into the canyon, formed by an ancient flash flood event. The National Park website warns against hiking after 10 a.m. in the summer though. Don't forget, this is literally the hottest place in the world. Another great area to ride through is Titus Canyon, a 27-mile trek through rugged mountains, colorful rock formations, petroglyphs, and even a ghost town called Leadfield. Legend has it that in the year of 1926, an investor by the name of Charles C. Julian saw potential in the area and began to promote the town with, quote, wild and distorted advertisement. But as fast as the town sprung up, it died, and Charles Julian became bankrupt, also due to claims of fraud. Today, this area is a beautiful place to visit, explore, and take pictures. If you'd like to change it up from the rocks and salt flats, check out Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes. The mesquite tree grows in abundance in the area, providing a habitat for many animals, including the nocturnal kangaroo rats and sidewinder snakes. They also were historically a main source of food for the Shoshone Native American tribe, who lived in Death Valley for over 1,000 years. The Shoshone tribe wasn't recognized by the US government until 1982. And then it wasn't until the year 2000 that the government granted back 7,500 acres of ancestral land back to the natives. And now for your bonus spot, Furnace Creek Visitor Center Care. Here you can speak with the park rangers, watch a film about the park, view exhibits, shop around, get some AC. Definitely a great place to stop while you're there. Next, check out the most dangerous roads in the US, right over here.